The Proteus Effect by Jess Au and Maddie Stevens. Why is the Proteus effect important? Well, in virtual environments, participants whose self-perceptions were changed in those environments led to changes in their real-life behavior. This was seen with their confidence, interactions, and many other factors. Previous research on the Proteus effect and virtual environments has been done in the Virtual Human Interaction Lab in Stanford. They tested energy use, diversity stimulation, and virtual learning. And with energy use, they found that when people were in a virtual environment where they were cutting down trees, in real life, they would not use as much paper. In diversity stimulation, they would send people into a different country or even make them into, or make their avatar into a different kind of race or culture, and that way you're experiencing the world as a different kind of human being. And with virtual learning, they would create a three-dimensional digital classroom that would have a physical presence of an instructor, and so therefore your learning outcomes is going to be much higher than if you had a two-dimensional, screen that you're looking at and you're just listening to a lecture. So they really did see in these aspects the difference in real life behaviors. Behavior modeling is the idea of using avatars. It gives us the means to understand how much resemblance needs to occur between an avatar and its respective owner in order for the owner to be influenced in real life, as well as when the correlation between the avatar and the owner becomes too strong. So pretty much what we have concluded in this previous research is that there is 100% effect between a virtual environment and real life behavior. However, we don't understand what kind of effect it has. We have two different hypotheses for our study. The first is priming. So individuals who are primed with the feminine confederate will stand closer and disclose more information because feminine has a positive connotation, and priming is an idea in your head, therefore it becomes more salient and your behavior changes and follows that idea. Our second hypothesis is motivated preparation. That pertains that individuals who are aware that they are talking to an outgroup with the feminine confederate will stand further and disclose less information.
Variables. Our independent variable, treatment or no treatment, it is a nominal variable. The dependent variable, the amount of disclosure and proximity to the confederate, it is a ratio variable. The explanation of the independent variable. In terms of priming should influence self-disclosure and closer physical distance, but because of the word feminine, people will be more likely to self-disclose and be closer. The idea of femininity is salient and changes behavior to make people more approachable. They will be closer because it's explained by priming, because feminine is passive. Priming is focused on the fact that gay is positive. Explanation of the independent variable for motivated preparation theory. Motivated preparation focuses on the outgroup characteristic, which is gay, whereas priming focuses on the passive femininity of the group. For example, old and Florida make people walk slower. If they're standing further away, then motivated preparation focuses on the negative aspect of the outgroup. This is not just about people's assumptions. Gay is an outgroup because most people are straight. It is the idea, the femininity, versus the group characteristic, the outgroup. Research found about the independent variable of priming. When people are primed in a more passive way for a certain social group, they're more likely to self-disclose and stand closer to the confederate. Data. How would you analyze the data? With ANOVA, t-test, or multiple regression? Priming. In terms of priming, we will measure how much people self-disclose and how close they stand to the confederate. If people disclose more and stand closer to the Confederate, then priming is the explanation to the Proteus effect. Motivated preparation. Motivated preparation is shown when participants stand further from the Confederate and self-disclose less due to the outgroup effects. Then this is shown that the motivated preparation is the explanation to the Proteus effect.
Methods. We are going to be using a random sampling strategy through the school's research pool website. Our experimental procedure includes one sample would get a treatment with priming and motivated preparation, and the other sample would get no treatment. We are going to measure the distance from the Confederate and the participant, as well as measure the amount of self-disclosure from the participant. Our expected results will be that participants will stand close to the feminine gay Confederates compared to the control group and will have moderate self-disclosure due to priming. Our analysis plan will be measured by how close participants stand to each other, and we will be using two separate t-tests to measure the variables. The hypothetical variable we could use is the arousal variable, which would measure the heart rate of the participant, and this would explain the interaction with a new group that could cause arousal and thus increasing their heart rate. This could also be an alternative explanation due to self-disclosure, as the participant could be nervous or even too excited, therefore not disclose as much or disclose more.
Personality variable. Doing a personality test on our participants to measure what personality traits they exhibit most strongly. The personality test could determine how extroverted or introverted someone is based on trait theory and could explain why some people disclose more or less than others. This could be an alternate explanation due to the combination of personality traits and primed information that will likely change the way that priming or motivated preparation expresses itself.
Thanks for listening, guys. Have fun with Jake.